For professional, knowledgeable real estate service you can count on, call the Dan Gemus Real Estate Team. For solid real estate information and advice you can trust, listen to the Dan Gemus Real Estate Show.
Compliments to the show. You're really hitting on the subjects and you're telling the truth. I appreciate you.
Now back to the show with broker owner and host, Dan Gemus.
Yes, welcome back to the show. We're with you till 1 o'clock today, back with you from noon to 1 tomorrow. On break, we got a question from a listener asking for prices on our open houses. Joyce?
Yeah, for sure.
Prices really quick while we have a second.
Yeah, real quick. So 141 Roseanne this afternoon between 12 and 2. You can visit Cassie there. That home's listed at $569,000. 2507 Norcrest in Windsor. That's 1 to 3 this afternoon. You can visit Fatty there. And that's listed for $599,997.
Woo! 97.
And we have 1736 Winfield Drive in LaSalle. You can visit Aaron there also this afternoon between 1 and 3 p.m. That one is listed for $689.
Fantastic. Good job, Joyce. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Now, let's talk about some pros and cons of buying a fixer-upper. And we're seeing a few of them in the marketplace. They're going to start seeing more and more of them as the market starts to shift a little bit. But here's some pros and cons on the list. We can talk about these as we go. Some of the pros, well, a lower purchase price, which typically we'll see.
Sure.
We have some properties right now that could use some work, and they're priced accordingly.
Yep. And as
right,
long as
for
a
some
buyer
work.
justifies the improvement value they put into it.
That's right.
Yep.
Exactly. Opportunity to customize and make it your own. So that's definitely a big pro there. Some potential for appreciation and return on investment. So again, typically a fixer-upper, you'll buy lower, and then you'll put some work into it, especially if you can put some elbow grease in there yourself.
Elbow
make
grease,
some
I suppose. Yes,
equity.
you're right.
A little elbow grease. A little
Hard
handy.
work.
You handy?
Yeah.
Handy, not handy. What else? Sense of personal satisfaction from improving the home. Yeah, like, I mean, you can definitely...
Everybody loves a before and after.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's true. As you do something yourself, you kind of you feel that sense of...
Yeah,
you know.
like spring cleaning, but we'll pin that for another day.
That's coming.
You're right.
Yeah.
Some opportunity to learn some new skills and take on some DIY projects. So for sure, hey, YouTube now is our best friend, and we can learn a lot.
Not TikTok, but we'll pin
Nope.
that for later.
That's right. No, banned. The Dan Gemus team is banning TikTok on all phones.
We'll
all Dan
circle
Gemus
back to
team
that.
phones. Possibility of getting a great deal in an up-and-coming neighborhood. So yes, if it's a bit of a challenged neighborhood that's got some growing pains or is going through a transformation, then maybe you can get a good deal there. Some flexibility to renovate at your own pace and on your own timeline. So if you're buying this fixer-upper to do work, and yourself live in the home or your family, then take your time. If you're doing it as an investment.
And if you're handy, then it's just sweat equity,
Oh,
right?
sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you just have to buy the materials. Just
not us.
materials.
That's right. A few materials, right? Let's move on to some of the cons of buying a fixer-upper. Well, hidden costs of repairs and renovations. Yeah, it's always more than you expect.
That one.
Did you ever watch the movie Money Pit? With Tom
Yes.
Hanks?
Every
Great
day
movie.
when I go to my bank account.
Yeah. Time and effort required to complete the renovations always takes longer than you expect. Always, right?
Times 3.
Times 3. Financing difficulties, including higher interest rates and down payments. We also have uncertainty about the total cost of repairs and renovations. Again, that's whatever your budget to multiply by 20. Potential for like at least 10%, 20%
Sure.
at least, right?
Get a
If
line
you
of
do a
credit
proper
going.
budget. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Potential for unexpected problems to arise during the renovation project. This happens all the time, right? You don't expect something and you open a wall and oops, that's
Think of the
$20,000.
renos at the office.
Yes.
Alone. Yeah.
It's an older building,
look,
right?
they use the newspapers from 1920 for insulation.
That's right. Fantastic.
You think these might be worth anything, hon? Get me the match.
Match for sure. Limited options for financing repairs and renovations. So again, if you're buying the house, there is the mortgage plus improvements, but Sue, is it typically 10% they'll give you on top of the...
That was what it was, but
back then, yeah 10, 20%.
I don't know if
maybe.
it's changed. I'm not sure typically.
Yeah. A difficulty in finding reliable contractors and professionals to work on the property. Right now, it is hard. It's not easy to find the reliable contractors, right? And make sure you ask around.
References.
References is huge.
Finding ones that show up.
Yes. I've heard, I'm sure you're with me, we've heard a lot of stories over the last like 6 months to a year where contractors are taking advantage of people. It's not good.
No.
You know, people aren't checking references. They're giving big deposits, and next thing you know, they disappear. Mm-hmm. You know, friends of ours had a huge issue with landscapers, took a big deposit and didn't come back. Or they would come back a couple times to, you know, do a couple small things, and
We've
they had
had
to sue.
we've had experiences too where you just follow, and they just eventually hope you drop them.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, exactly. What else on the list here? Potential for the home to be a money pit and never fully recoup the investment. Yeah, that
would be sad.
I know. We don't want that.
Nope.
Possibility of over-improving the property beyond the neighborhood's comparable homes.
That happens.
That's possible, yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
I've been in that situation. I think as all realtors I know have been.
Yep.
You never want to over-improve.
We've seen
right?
it a lot over the years, eh, Sue?
Yes. Yeah. And the thing is too, you know, when you're doing something, yes, you have to live there and enjoy it for yourself. But if you do, I've always balanced it. Keep in mind, if you ever had to sell your house next week, you know, it should have still appealed to the masses to a certain extent, right? I mean, paint is not a big deal.
No.
You can change the paint. That, you know, some people like to do different walls, colors on different walls. So what? No big deal. But make it so like your rooms and your bathrooms, that it's marketable and, you know, able to sell again next week if you had to.
100%. And the last point for the top 10 pros and cons of buying a fixer-upper, you need patience, dedication, and perseverance to successfully complete the renovation process.
And a prenup.
And a prenup. Yeah, 100%. So well, there you go. Some tips there. Hope you enjoyed that. We will take a break. We're going to come back and talk rent to own. I was on with Dan McDonald earlier this week talking about the new programs in place and how rent to own works. And I had a lot of questions come in via email over the week. So I said we'd talk about it more on the show here. We'll cover some rent to own questions for you when we come back. We're also going to give away our gift card for the Richmond Popcorn Company. And they're also out at the Maple Syrup Festival at Holiday Beach today. So stop in there and see Kara from the team from the Richmond Popcorn Company at Maple Syrup Fest at Holiday Beach till 4 o'clock today. Well, if you want to enter to win that gift card today, make sure you text right now, 10800, with the keyword popcorn and your first and last name, and you'll automatically be entered to win the gift card today. Okay, lots more to come right here on the Dan Gemus Real Estate Show.